Welcome back to Blackpack Homestead. Today on the show we are going to take a quick little garden tour. I'm in the middle of getting ready for some company tomorrow, so not like a whole lot of time for videos, but we will be making a video tomorrow about our company, Patriot Farms. Shout out if you haven't subscribed to Patriot Farms already. Please do so. We would greatly appreciate you subbing that channel. And that's who you're going to get to meet tomorrow, which will probably be posted Friday. Alright, my garden. People, we have gotten so much rain. Storm that lasted all night Monday night, all day Tuesday until the evening, and my tomatoes have all fallen over. I've kind of given up trying to stake them back up. Note to self, shouldn't be a slacker, and we should have put that cattle panel in, but my plants were already so big, and getting them out of those cages, yeah, that's a challenge without breaking your plants. There's a cabbage moth. Fly away, cabbage moth. So let's take a look at my, man, it's a mess. I got sorghum falling over. Here, just look at it. All right, I'm gonna turn around and show you what's behind me. You see all of that fell down tomatoes and whatnot. So, yeah. All right, let's talk tomatoes real quick. This is a pink oxheart tomato, the one that was looking super weird at the beginning of the season. It is now a ground tomato, but it's finally put on fruit. Yeah. They're kind of odd. Some of them are going to rot like that one because of the cat facing the fused blossoms. But yep, that is going to be pink oxheart paste tomatoes if it actually works out. Here you have a crazy felt down Mr. Stripey. He's actually getting some fruit right here to start to ripen. It's not quite ripe. I may take it now simply because we're getting a lot of rain and these guys like to split. They like to split. So it's kind of like, you know, take them while you can. Let me grab my basket. So I'm prepared for this basket. So yeah, that's the stripey plant. It is got, whoa, it's like a jungle. I mean, major jungle. So right here we got some more, but see, these stripies are not at all. See, that one just split. See, they're not at all big slicers like they should be. They're little guys, just little. So let's just see if we see any more fruit that I can take. That one's starting to turn. That one's, I'm taking that one. Yeah, see how it popped right off. And then we got some Cherokee purples blushing. If I take that in, it might make it. I don't know. Let's find out. Oh no! Oh no! Well, we got a green one too, and it's already split. That happens when you don't use your scissors, folks. Use your scissors. So these are Cherokee purples blushing. There's a big faciated. Wow, it's like grown into the cage from the weight. So yeah, there's a lot in here, see? So yeah, that's the fallen over Cherokee purple, the fallen over Mr. Stripey, the fallen over pink oxheart. And I've got a very sick Mr. Stripey plant down on my trellis. I got a few cherries. These Chadwick cherries have been amazing. I'm loving them. And if you look, I'm gonna go ahead and pull these, even though they're not quite ripe, because like I said, we're getting thunderstorms every afternoon. let me get in the shade down here so you can actually see it. I'm getting thunderstorms every afternoon, and these little guys are splitting. So I'm gonna start taking them. Yeah, look how big that ridiculous butternut squashes are. It's like crazy. Okay, let's see what else we got on this giant fallen over Chadwick cherry. And my white borage never bloomed. I don't know what the deal is with the white borage. So this Chadwick that's fallen way over, I'm gonna take these guys so they don't split. He's kind of like an odd shape. He's kind of like a grape tomato instead of a cherry. But yeah, that whole plant's down, 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 down. And I'm unhappy about it. But what can I do at this point? Chris drove a T-post, tried to get him to be held up, and it didn't work out so well. So I'm gonna take you over here and show you my peppermint striped zinnia that I waited and waited and waited. I can't remember if it's candy cane or peppermint, but it's beautiful. It just opened the other day. Uh-oh, stepping on a sunflower. Not a good thing. It just opened. Let's pull it over here in the shade of this sunflower. Just opened recently. Isn't that beautiful? It's the first time I've grown these zinnias, and I'm loving it. This one and one in my flower beds open. I planted them so late, I'm just glad I got blooms, you know. Okay, and then over here I got some mighty weird looking zinnias. See how it's grown? And the cone is weird. But yeah, they're big. I mean, that's huge compared to the peppermint one. But they start out like normal zinnias, and then it turned into that, because here's my other one that bloomed. Whoops, sorry. That bloomed first. They're just odd looking. Usually they fill in with petals, but the petals didn't come. Who knows? Odd, odd, odd. And I have this giant sunflower that is yet to bloom. It is so tall, and it's got a lot of heads on it all the way down, and it's an orange sunflower. I believe it's called a sunset. And these little guys, because of the rain, they didn't last very long. This one's already seeded, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, pretty much. I'll give it a little bit longer. This one's fixing to open, and it should be an orange one as well. This is a regular black oil. Yeah, my marigolds. And I'm gonna pickle some tomatoes. So I got some beautiful dill flowers for my pickling of my tomatoes. Beautiful. Okay, now let's go on down and look at Aunt Ruby's German green. What you say? I've got tons of fruit off this plant. It too has outgrown its tomato cage and fell over onto the crandom squash, the crandom butternut squash, which it is growing and growing and growing. So here is Aunt Ruby's German green, struggling. This plant needed to be pruned about 1,000,000 days ago, but as I said, they all fell, and I'm just letting nature take its course. This is a cute little volunteer that I have that's also getting sick. See the spots because they're touching the ground. These, I have no idea what they are. They could be the Campari Saladette tomato. I mean, who knows? I just threw random tomatoes when they were too ripe out here. So that is the Aunt Ruby's German green. Check this guy out. I think he's done. He feels... Yep. Yeah, he came right off. See, the shoulders are still kind of... Let me get down in the shade so you can see. Shoulders are still a little dark green, but see how pale the bottom gets? And it's softer. I mean, it's not squishy by far, but it is softer than when it's dark green. So, yep, there's another one. Aunt Ruby's German green. yeah, so that's that, and I volunteered. This is my mortgage lifter, sorry. This is my mortgage lifter. You know, I was so worried about these plants, they weren't doing good. But this one over here has took off. It has grown up the side of the trellis. I have not tied it to this trellis. It did this all by itself. This is part of Aunt Ruby's draped onto this little tiny tomato cage. So, we have to find this one. Look at this monster. Starting to blush, so I gotta keep an eye on it because it is like 3 or 4 tomatoes fused into one. Isn't that insane? I can't wait to pick it. But yeah, this is a mortgage lifter. And if you don't know the story of the mortgage lifter, comment down below and I'll share it in the next video. But I've got some monsters on this plant. I mean, if you come around this side, see these guys here? I mean, they're huge. And then this is my Amish paste plant. I harvested 2. Oh, they're beautiful. Oh gosh, this plant's getting sick too. And there they are. Yeah, look at those. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They haven't tended to split, so I will probably leave them till they fully ripen. See, that one's getting close, if you can see it. And it's such a glare from the sun when it comes out. But this whole plant is just like covered. And I will definitely grow this next year, definitely. But I'm gonna leave those because they haven't split on me, so we're not gonna pull those early. But I do believe, let me go back and get my basket. I do believe I have a Brandywine, a yellow Brandywine ready. Now Brandywine also struggled. So there you go. Crandom squash, crawling over crandom squash through the sorghum. Come on, crazy random squash. There we go. Okay. Yellow Brandywine. That's an odd looking little mater, huh? But I'm gonna go ahead and pull it so I can finish dropping it in the house, because I have had Brandywines to split. And yep, there's a yellow Brandywine. There you go. Here is my other mortgage lifter plant that, oh man, he's all over the ground too. And he's sick. That I thought was not gonna produce. Look at that. Not quite blushing yet, but that is a nice tomato, nice slosser. Nice slosser. That one looks like it's got a little blush. So in the next couple of days, I'll be harvesting some mortgage lifters. This plant has not been as productive as the other one. Look how big. And that's just this plant. So yeah, I tell you, this one started slow, the mortgage lifters, but they have actually surprised me. Now, here is another volunteer tomato plant from me throwing random tomatoes in my garden. Sorry about the sun. I'm trying to beat the rain. This is another Mr. Stripey that is like the size of a saladette. Pulling it because they have been splitting. None of my Stripeys are big this year. Mr. Stripey has failed me, and I don't know whether it was stress because I started them from seed and then I had 2 in a pot and I separated them out. I don't know. But there's some tiny tomatoes on my volunteer. Alright, let's get my basket. Get my basket. So, everything's coming in slowly. My runner beans from the leather britches we made last year, they're not flowering yet, but they are climbing. Still plenty of time to get a harvest off of them. I've got 4 plants. My little bush beans, they are flowering. I have 2 of them made it. This borage is invading it. But yeah, there's a bush bean. There's a carrot going to seed with some little pollinator on it. See, they're all blooming. Yeah. So, that's all the tomatoes. The sorghum, let me walk over here to where it's a little shadier. The sorghum is falling over. Falling over. See the seed being made, or the grain? Interesting looking little seed pots. Looks just like it does on TV. But these guys have fallen over. The seed heads, the tassels, whatever you want to call them, falling over. There's a giant lamb's quarter. And then a shoot, a second shoot growing off of this plant. So that's weird. But yep, now let's take a look at the random squash. See, we're having a lot of caterpillar damage right now, a lot. So far my tomatoes have not been really ate. There's a butternut squash. It is starting to turn. Where'd it go? There it is. Starting to turn. It's not as green, but it's still too tender to harvest. It'll be pretty much brown when I harvest it. So that plant has, see if I can not tear down my beans. That plant pretty much has butternut squash all over it. It was a volunteer planted by our rabbits because all of the mulch in our garden is spent hay, and I feed them squash seeds, pumpkin seeds, you know, and that when I have squash and I'm cooking, I save them the pulp and the guts and all that good stuff. So we've seen the beans. Let's see here. This may be the best angle to get this plant. Here is, I'm excited about these. We are sure that our volunteer pumpkin plant is a sugar pumpkin, and I've got 4 turning orange right now. So exciting, and I've got a couple more coming on. See that one way down there? You can see the one next to it. And there they are. Yeah. So thank you again, rabbits, for planting me sugar pumpkins so I can make pie. Maybe some pumpkin butter. Alright, let's check out this little volunteer honey nut squash. Try not to step on my beans. It has quite a lot of fruit on it. They're like tiny butternut squashes, but they're really sweet, sweet, sweet. They turn a darker brown than a butternut squash does when it's ripe, but right now they're still super green. But this little plant that volunteered, planted by my rabbits, is covered in it. So, that is the beginning of the, whoa, get in my basket, the beginning of the random squash that volunteered. Now we must carefully walk through the random squash. There we go. Yes, we do our best to let volunteers do what they do. Alright, and then just another shot of my little pumpkins. So right now we got 4 going. They're looking good and producing. The second butternut squash that's also a volunteer has a big giant squash on it right here, and a big giant grasshopper right there. We should go give him to the quail. Oh, he's gone. And there is the other butternut squash, not turning as much as the others yet. Okay, now then, down to the shady part of the garden. Yay! That's why I usually only do this in the afternoon. Here is our other volunteer. Oh, this is not good. Did this guy split? He's covered in ants. He is covered in ants. Jeez, he needs some soap. But see how it's, well, if you can even tell. camera does not do it justice. It's starting to get kind of tan looking, but not quite. There's another one. That's the one that looked like a gourd. The corn is growing, and the little row of 7 sunflowers that I planted, they're starting to make heads. Still growing, making heads. The zinnias I planted, the marigolds. Over there's where brassicas will go when we get those seeds started. Blueberries. See if we got any summer squash today. Oh, there's a baby squash growing. See my baby squashes? And there's some more over there. Nothing to harvest today. Now all of this rain is knocking my ground cherries off before they husk turn jello. So, and then I'm having lots of caterpillars eating my ground cherries. But I've got 3, so I'm excited about that. They're slowly coming in. And over there's the other ground cherry that you can't see as well because it's over toward the sun, but there it is. See its little husk? Yeah, see this little husk? I got a really yellow one before it fell, so I was like super excited about that. So yep, here's the view of the garden from down below. Hang tight, I'm going to answer the phone. That was Chris. So he's on his way home, yay yay. So he's not going to get to be in this video today because now that I've showed you pretty much everything that's growing right now in the perennial / annual garden, I'm going to close this one out. There's any questions you might have about rabbits or raising quail or any of that good stuff, comment down below. We love your comments, we love to hear from you. We like to get to know our homestead family better. I hope you enjoyed this garden tour. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it entertaining and maybe you learned something. Who knows? I'm gonna thank you for watching. We're gonna remind you that if you haven't subscribed, now is a great time. Our channel subscriptions are going up, 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 up. So we thank all you guys for subscribing to us. And if you'll click that bell, then you'll know every time we upload a video. So, I'll see you here next time at the Blackpack Homestead. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.